Welcome guys, we're here Uzima Wellness Program, a program that highlights community issues and we sit here and discuss and see what are the possible solutions that we can be able to offer to make our community a healthy and a vibrant community. Welcome guys, today I'm so excited because we have a guest. You know, we have been always in this session, we have been always been men, but for the first time, due to high demand, we have such a very beautiful lady and a gorgeous one, and I'm going to introduce more about her. But before we continue, I have my friend here, my expert. I also want him to say something because we've been with him for long this journey. So I don't know if he's excited or after seeing a very beautiful lady, he sees huyu jamaa anaweza amua nikupe kando. Welcome.
Always excited,
yes.
Especially when you are giving the services to the community.
Yes.
So today you have a beautiful lady here.
Yes.
Very experienced also. She'll share a lot with us.
Yes.
So nilikuwa naitwa women rep. Sasa nimeleta sasa.
Wewe nani alikupatia jina women rep? Si mimi lakini.
Wewe mwenyewe?
I think alikuwa anasema sana, alikuwa anatetea sana women, anasahau men, but he's a GBV expert, so that is why he knows vulnerability iko sana for women. So thank you so much, and without wasting so much time, we have here a GBV expert and a GBV officer, a young lady who has been in this field of gender-based violence. She has seen it all, and we're here to have at least chit-chat so that we can understand what really happens and what are some of the things that she's doing and what are some of the experiences she has had that she wants to share with us that can be of value and can be able to help us be in a GBV-free society. Welcome so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you sana.
Katikati lakini usijali, we are protecting you.
Haina shida.
So tell us, who are you?
My name is Edam Zomba.
Yes.
Nafanya kazi shirika inaitwa Collaboration of Women in Development. Na pia ni mmoja wa founders ya organization inaitwa Us Initiative. Yeah. So sisi tunatetea haki za the vulnerable population, especially women and children. Kwa mambo sana sana na GBV. Yeah. Unajua sasa hii society kumechafuka, so we are trying to eradicate and eliminate any traces of GBV katika community yetu.
Thank you so much. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Before I continue, I've heard you saying about we are focusing on the vulnerability and the vulnerables. The vulnerables are children and women.
Yes.
Why children and women?
Manake sana sana katika community hao ndo wanaachwa nyuma, hao ndo wananyanyaswa. Unapata mwanamke most of the times they are not allowed to work. Mwanamke sana sana anakuwa limited na vitu vingi sana sana. Na pia watoto, unajua watoto most of the times they cannot consent kwa vitu most important things, so that inafanya wanakuwa vulnerable sana. Yeah. I
was told with someone that maybe if I involve you, because najua the vulnerables they are women, children and youth. Ukishapita hiyo age ya youth, yani wewe hata uko na shida gani?
Umeachiwa dunia.
Umeachiwa dunia kabisa. Kwanza especially kama mimi nikiwa shule, when I used to I want help. Unajua watu wamekuja wanataka kusupport the vulnerable. Sasa mimi nikienda nikiambiana, anasema uko na mzazi? Yes. Mzazi ako sindio? Ako how old? 40 years anaambia
unajiweza.
So I used to be I need, but now since I have now the parent who is that age and it's considered anajiweza, it becomes very hard.
Yes.
But thank you for that, for highlighting that.
Yeah.
So I think you can be able to share with me in terms of what you have been able to do within the community, especially on gender-based violence. Yeah. We have discussed a lot, but what caught your attention so much during your work?
Okay. Yeah. Unapata like in our community, mimi naishi hapa around Bamburi. Like kuna a lot of gender-based violence yenye inafanyika, yenye sometimes unajua we are not aware. Kuna Bamburi from Bamburi mwisho all the way to Bamburi Mtambo. Unaona venye usiku kunakuwa.
Yes.
Kunakuwa mabaya zote ziko huku. Wasichana wote wako nje, sana sana wasichana wadogo.
Yes.
Na unapata hawa wasichana wadogo hao ndio wanadhulumika sana sana. Mtu anatoka kwao, maybe kuna shida or some sort, anatoka kwao anakuja nje katika biashara zake anakuwa violated. So hizo ni mambo ambayo yanachipuka hapa Mombasa yenye tunafaa tutilie maanani, like these are things that are happening. GBV cases are rising, so ili nipatia motisha, like these are things we need to look into sana sana.
Na ni vitu zinafanyika usiku. So did you come out at night na kuona ama what happened? Because ni vitu huwezi ona unless uamke sasa unasema. Sio
vitu ambavyo vinafanyika usiku. Hii ni kitu ambayo inafanyika kila saa.
Hazina wakati.
Unaweza sema watu wa usiku peke yake ndio wanapata, hapana. Hata during the day unaweza pata ni mtoto anaishi nyumbani, tuseme anaishi na mamake ameenda kutafuta tuseme. So ameachwa nyumbani, tuseme ameachwa na kakake ama ameachwa na babake ama ameachwa na babu yake, mama ameenda kutafuta. So katika zile harakati za mama kwenda kutafuta, mtoto ameachwa nyumbani. So kuacha nyumbani sasa, wenzake wa karibu, inaweza kuwa hata ni baba, inaweza kuwa hata ni kaka, babu, hao ndio wanakuja wanamdhalilisha mtoto, wanamdefile mtoto. Sasa hizi kesi zinafanyika sana. Alafu sana ukisha ripoti sana hizi kesi haziendi mbele sana. Maana yake utapata wazee wa mtaa ama chifu saa nyingine wanakuja wanakaa pamoja, wanafanya zile vitu zinaitwa kangaroo court, ambao wanakaa pamoja, wanaongea, wanasuluhisha, wanapokea pesa chini ya mkono wa nyuma huko, alafu mtoto anaachwa hivyo bila haki. They don't consider the child na haki zake, ama ya kuwa huyu mtoto amekuwa defiled na tunafaa tumwangalie vilivyo.
But the first step huwa inakuwa wapi? Kwa polisi ama kwa the hospital?
The first step unapeleka mtoto hospitali. Maana kile kitendo kikifanyika
aingilie hapo, because yeye akipeleka kwa hospitali ama when those cases come and she has said akienda kwa when they go to the community, the chief wanazifunika. So how do you make sure paka justice imefanyika? Kama ukisha peana services, health services, inakuamia hapo.
Unajua kwa GBV kuna kitu tunaita multisectorial approach. Ambapo mimi survivor akija nitaweza kumhudumia, then nitaweza kumpea ile information ambayo anastahili. Kwa mfano kama ni mtu mzima, utapata kuwa that you give the information, then he or she has the final decision on what next step that atachukua. And ikiwa ni for the minors, you advise, you give the information, then you make sure you follow up that some action has been taken. Kama ni polisi, you communicate. Yani you have to make that link complete. Kama anahitaji ni security, safety, you have to provide, ambapo that's where utapata safety shelters comes in. You communicate with them.
How do we link this? Because like Madam Eda has said, cases mingi wanapata, lakini sasa kupitia mkono wa chief ama the village elders wanazimalizia hapo. So how do we make sure that our work is easier? How do you work to make sure the whole thing is done up to paka the perpetrator ameshikwa, amehukumiwa, hiyo kesi imeisha, ndio isiishie tu mahali penye amesema ikifika hapo kwa community inaishia hapo?
Yeah, in our facility you have a referral form ambayo when you give the survivor ataweza kuenda, then you get a copy to ensure aliweza kupata usaidizi kule. But ukiangalia utassess the situation, uweze kuona is it a case that you need someone to accompany them. That's where the community health promoters wana come in, you can assign mmoja aweze kufuatilia. If kama ni mzee wa mtaa, still you can assign. But sasa I think where mali pengine enough sensitization has not been done ni kwa that these matters, the justice that you get is not monetary. Okay, especially to the minors. So wajue kuwa we should not encourage, because like a case I heard the mother saying now, I asked the mother, what do you want to be done? So mimi nataka tu nilipwe because I found my daughter and with this boy in my house. So hiyo kunidhalilisha, then wanaweza chapwa, you see. So monetary value comes in, ambapo now that is where sensitization needs to come in, that they should know there is no monetary value to these matters. Yeah. So in the event of kuna any suggestion of mzee wa mtaa kuingilia mambo na kangaroo, they should come out and then it should be addressed. But most of the time the follow up is done, and that's where utajua kesi imeenda when I'm called to appear in court. Yeah.
So do you work like, I think like if you get such kind of situation, what do you normally do now?
It is important to collaborate. Unajua, it is not something that we can solve individually. As tuseme in organization, in case we want to solve, apana. It is something we need to work. It's a chain. Kama ukipata kesi kwa community unampeleka hospitali. At the same time when you're hospitali, at the same time una report hiyo kesi kwa police. Unajua ukienda ukireport hospitali, they will provide the emergency services. Kama mtoto amekuwa defiled, mtoto hafai kuoga. Hivyo nguo zake anaweka kwa mfuko wa kaki, inaenda hospitali, mtoto anaangaliwa through the gender officer hapo kwa hospitali, anamwandikia. Alafu ndio ikitoka hapo sasa inaenda police station. Ndio ikienda police station kukue kuna evidence, kukue kila kitu imeandikwa, ndio by the time kunaenda koti kusikuwa na tashwishi yoyote. Kusikuwa na tashwishi. So ni cooperation. By the time hapo akifika hospitali tu wakimshughulikia immediately. Unajua hii ni process, it needs to go haraka. Unajua ni process inafaa happen under 72 hours. So immediately unampeleka hospitali, anashughulikiwa, una make sure that the patient is safe, alafu unafuatilia hiyo kesi na polisi kuhakikisha perpetrator ameshikwa.
You have mentioned about 72 hours.
Yes.
Maybe I can come in there. The 72 hours, we refer it as the golden hours, because most of the events in terms of infection prevention, the 72 hours applies a lot. For instance, the issue of HIV infection, 72 hours plays a role. That's where PEPs come in. So past 72 hours, you are not able to prevent the survivor from getting infected of HIV. But two, pregnancy is also a factor that comes in with 72 hours, but it can be done even on 20 hours. Okay, so 72 hours, the earlier the better. Okay, the other STIs, the gonorrhea, the syphilis, that is the point they are also prevented. Also the materials, the samples, the evidence that we collect, we do it kiwa less 72 hours so that there is no wash out from there, because you see above 72 hours maybe probably utakuwa umeenda haja kubwa, haja ndogo, and it's vital to us when you have not taken the shower, you have not gone to the toilet, you're able to get enough field of the evidence. So 72 hours is very important, and still more sensitization is needed, because most of the cases, like the report I did last month, all of them were past 72 hours and 2 of them were pregnant already. So within 72 hours, almost, even if it's possible ifanyike immediately after the incident to the hospital, we save a lot.
Thank you for clarifying that. Eda, in terms of, you mentioned about kesi kukwama, you have ever heard of that case, maybe mzamta ama chief anazuia na inaishia hapa? How did you feel? And because if you're passionate about doing GBV and you want to see the survivor getting justice, na vitu zinakwama mahali, how did you handle that situation? You personally, unafika nyumbani unaona ni kama hujafanya kitu. How, just tell us the whole, how did you feel about the whole situation?
It's depressing, unajua, because most of the times unapata cases za community, you go into the community, unapata mtoto amekuwa defiled, na munafuatilia hiyo kesi, you have gone to the hospital, you have kesi imefunguliwa, as in the kesi inaanza. So in the process of kesi kuanza unapata perpetrator saa nyingine unapata ameshikwa ama saa nyingine wanamficha, but saa nyingine kama kuna the case I was following up before, unapata perpetrator ameshikwa, perpetrator yuko ndani, but kila time perpetrator na come up na excuse, one excuse after the other, ambayo inamaanisha huku kwingine they have to push the case, maana yake perpetrator si pia ana haki yake pia kusikizwa. So kesi inafuatiliwa inakuwa a long process ambayo inakuwa tedious kwa yule mwenye anafuatilia kesi. So unapata sana mama anakuambia mimi nimechoka, siwezi fuatilia, nimetumia pesa nyingi kufuatilia hii kesi, kila time natumia fare, nikienda wananiambia siku nyingine. So most of the times wanachoka, so and then they opt out to go for the monitoring instead. So hizi ni kesi tunafanya, lakini saa nyingine it needs a strong hand. Yeah.
You have ever seen the survivor hamjamsaidia, then you feel like you have not done anything?
Yeah, you feel like you have failed the survivor. Manake this is something that atabaki nayo for the rest of their lives. So unajua kupata justice, it is one way of healing wewe mwenyewe.
Yes.
Ukipata justice unajua like you are healing. So kama hujapata justice alafu bado you still ule mwenye amekudhalilisha, you are seeing the person on the street every now and then, inakudemoralize wewe mwenyewe pia.
I think I love that you say justice starts when healing starts when we start getting justice.
And it does very well. It does very well. And to add on what she has said, the perpetrators have got very many excuses, and you realize even they try to talk to the survivors not to appear to court, or they are even taken somewhere else to derail that case. And you know, when the perpetrator is not ready to go on with the case, always anapewa hiyo nafasi because pia ana right. So hiyo delaying tactics ambayo inachukua muda mrefu inafanya the survivor they give up, and so unaona watapotea. And when the survivor does not appear to court or wherever they are called, mara ya kwanza ya pili ile kesi tatupo nje. So there is a way that these guys, they have crafted a way to advise on how to survive duweze not to face justice. But still, what I can tell the survivor, they should not give up. And I think there's a program that a survivor is refunded or reimbursed the transport that they use. So the only thing that will come in is their time. Yeah.
No, when someone hears about gender, they only think it's male and female, but there's a lot. You see, there's a lot that is happening.
Yeah.
And thank you for bringing it out. I want to give shout out to TNL Hotel for hosting us. TNL Hotel is just situated behind Bamburi Mtambo. My editor there is TNL Hotel, just behind Mwatamba police station. You can come here and experience the serenity. They have very beautiful scenery, they have good food, they have very good place for the meetings. You can come and experience just here at affordable prices. So thank you so much. Let me continue. We have 4 out of 10 women that have experienced gender-based violence in their lives. Yeah. So you as Edda, do you fall within the statistics? Have you ever experienced?
Definitely, yeah.
Definitely. Can you take us through maybe just in short what happened and how
she was able to handle it?
Yes.
Yes.
As a young woman, it's really challenging because gender violence, it's the kitu we go through almost on a daily basis. Yeah, it is hard being a woman sometimes.
You are making us feel ashamed.
No, it's true. It's true.
Okay.
It's true. Unajua saa nyingine unaweza tu ingia matatu mtu anakushika vibaya, like what is that? Hiyo ni GBV, so unaona. So nimepitia a lot of gender based violence. Na saa nyingine hata uwezi jua like this is GBV, mtu amekuviolate. So me personally, I have gone through a lot of nimepitia GBV. Na one of it, like I should share an experience.
Just a case maybe. What happened and how did you deal with it?
How did I deal? Okay, there was a while ago, like tulikuwa tumepatana na kijana. It is something like ni mtu tulikuwa tumeconsent, like we were ni mnapatana na mtu, mnakuwa marafiki, then you consent to having sexual consent with protection.
Yes.
So mnafanya sex, alafu in the middle of it mtu ana decide kutoa condom. So you know that one I did not consent to it. My own having sex with you, it was supposed to be a consensual intercourse, ndio, with protection. Asa unajua ukitoa hapo, it is something else. It's not consensual. Kumaanisha that is rape, right? Yeah, that is a form of rape. So mnatoa katikati, alafu unaanza uliza, what is the problem? Why did you take it off? Mtu anakupatia a lame excuse like, nilikuwa nataka nimalize haraka. So unaona that is not a you see, that is hiyo si excuse ya kupeana. Hiyo si excuse ya kupatiana mtu.
Na wengine hawataki kumaliza haraka.
Nakwambia nataka kumaliza. Yeah. So that is not something me I consented to. So mbona unafanya hivyo? But you know, the excuse, like I said, it's a lame excuse. So to me ni kitu unajua, nimekaa unakaa una reflect, unafikiria like what just happened. Hii si kitu like this is hivi si venye ilikuwa nafaa iende. So like when alikuwa anajaribu kuexplain, like we have a 72-hour window period. So me I was like, okay, let me think about myself and think about how I will protect myself. Nikakimbia hospitali, nikapatana na daktari, tukaongea, and then alijua venye akanisaidia. So niliweza kupata usaidizi. Yeah.
And did you take action to the guy who said
ni kitu nitadili na yeye.
Not yet, yani bado.
It is a process that is still going on. Yeah, but we shall overcome.
You know, she has to think over it and decide what to do. And actually, she was referred to me. Okay, remember the other time we were sharing the contacts number, and you said you can have the number and you can share with someone who is in need. So she was referred to me. She was given my number. She called me. I was not there. Then I had to organize. She went to the facility and she was sorted. So it's not a must I should be there. Yeah, the most important, the service are there, whether I'm there or not. That's where now you see the importance of the networking, the linkage.
Now, like you mentioned about healing starts when there's justice. Now, in your case, how will you feel justice has been done?
It is, unajua, it's something I'm still processing. Unajua, sometimes things can happen and you're like, okay, is it really rape? Hapana, si mimi mwenyewe niliconsent, si mimi mwenyewe nilitaka. So sometimes you're trying to weigh the scale. Although I know deep down that it is something wrong. I know I was violated. I know this is rape. I know kila kitu, but I have to, come into terms. Alafu nijue how I'm going to report the issue and follow up on it afterwards.
Do you find it difficult, like maybe someone you're in a relationship with now, you feel like, let me just leave it out? As those thoughts come into you and say, let me just leave it.
Sometimes ndio. Sometimes you're like kama vile nimesema, sometimes sasa sinili, like I had consented at first.
Yes.
So naona, so you like, okay, reporting it itakuwa somehow, should I do it, should I not do it? But hizi ni vitu zinafanyika.
Now the doctor said consent, hata ukianza tu hivi consent
imeishia.
There was a breach there. The consent was about using the protection. Now there was a breach, and that one warrants to be criminal. Yes, because what was the intention of doing it? Were you doing it so that she can get pregnant, unwanted pregnancy? Are you doing it so that she can get infected? What was the motives? That is what needs to be looked into, and that is for her to think over it. And once she's okay, whichever ways she decides, itafuatwa, atasikizwa. But now maybe men should know that it's also criminal. Once you have agreed on the use of protection, let it be like that. And if you feel like you don't want to continue the protection, you can still look for another consent. Consent is continuous. You can ask for consent even on the way. You should not force it. If you dare just proceed and assume there was consent initially, then ikikuingiza pabaya, usiseme tulikubaliana. Yes, can be withdrawn.
Can be withdrawn.
Yes, anytime.
Okay, for that for men. Now, the issue comes in with evidence for men, huh? Because where is the evidence in terms of mimi nilikataa katikati, for example, you're a man, ulikataa katikati, you will need evidence. So how are you going to handle it?
Okay, maybe you can use your case.
Okay.
You know, it's how now she'll explain it, and how she'll be able to put the case and try to prove that indeed they had agreed, and this man violated that consent. During that time, still, you know, you can do maybe this guy might decide to defend himself, that he never removed the condom. Okay, but now at that time when the survivor presents, you can do the sampling. You can do the sampling, and if he feels like he never removed the condom, then maybe you can bring the condom with the semen inside. You can assess. We can do the assessment of the condom. Tajua where it is. Yeah. But now it's hard to prove that they had a consent verbal on the way it was withdrawn. Yani unajua sasa atasikizwa zaidi kuliko ule jamaa. Na ule jamaa, I know some cases unapata jamaa wanasema mtu akisema ukweli anasamehewa. So they do a good report. Yes, I do this. So I'm asking for forgiveness. Now for an adult, it is hard to decide whether to forgive or not. But for a minor, case closed.
Yeah.
That is true.
There's nothing like that you can do it outside. For an adult, they can discuss. Minors, hakuna, they still have no consent. They have no capacity to give that consent kwa nimekubali. Yeah.
If you don't mind, Edda, after I realized now the consent has been breached, how was it like? Did he realize, or did everything stop from there, or you assumed, or what really happened now after you realized now the consent has been breached?
Okay. Realize the consent has been breached towards the end, like towards tushamaliza sasa ndo realize like you were not using a condom. So hapo ndo sasa realize. So hata hapo uwezi, like you cannot defend, uwezi jitetea hivyo. Yeah, as such. But ni kitu nimemconfront like why did you do this? But unajua bado sijapata a clear answer. Ndo nikasema instead of kubelekana back and forth, let me look at my health first. Alafu sasa nikishamalizana na huko sasa, now I can be able to have the energy to deal with.
Do you still talk in good terms?
Sijaongea na yeye for a while. Yes, mimi mwenyewe tu ndo sijaongea na yeye for a while. Yeah.
And that is a case that I would love to see going to the end.
Yeah.
Because most women or most of the time when those cases happen, people want to finish it in, because we know each other. And then when the family get involved, they will say, "Oh, we want to destroy our son's life," and then it becomes a very huge thing. Yes, but it is good to understand that, because most of out of those 4 that I've mentioned that I have experienced, most of them do not report.
Yes.
And it is affecting a lot in terms of how people relate. Now, with you having that experience, how has it shaped you in terms of getting into relationship and having any other relationship?
It is being in a relationship yenyewe tayari it's hard. So kupitia hizi, like kama vanya nimepitia hiki kitu, it becomes hard to trust people ama to trust the other gender. To trust wanaume ni ngumu sana. So it becomes hard.
Yes, you can only trust.
Yeah. Wale kidogo, but it is hard. Yeah, ni ngumu ku trust the other gender. Alafu ile tu una feel insecure. all the time. And I feel like you cannot meet a nice responsible guy mwenye atataka kuingia maliciously ama anataka tu the end goal of having sex. So naona
okay, Eddie, maybe I should ask you, do you think you need some counseling?
Yes,
because
definitely.
Unaweza peleka the experience kwa another person who is innocent. Me, I'm innocent that I don't know. But
yes, and there's the likelihood, there's a chance of now the lady being violent against this man because of the previous experience that she underwent. See, so there's another factor.
Yes.
So I think what she needs is good counseling, and as she navigates through what to do, at least ndiangalie, because we cannot condemn whatever happened so that we generalize that will be itakuwa ni kawaida. I think we need to appreciate you are human.
Yes.
You are emotional, you have feelings. So stage your feelings, just find a way to handle it.
But there are so many men wenye wanatuharibia.
Wanachoma.
Wanatuharibia sana. So but I think that is something that you also, apart from just getting justice, like Daktari has mentioned, you also need maybe to have that counseling so that you get that personal development and a complete healing. So you said you also work with issues of gender-based violence.
Yeah.
What do you do normally within the community?
In the community, mostly we raise awareness. Kama vile nimesema, we have a lot of cases in Mombasa, as in we have a lot of cases of GBV, Bamburi. So we are creating awareness. Kama kuna kesi yoyote yenye imefanyika huku chini, we advise people like you can come to our offices. There's a way we can be able to assist. However, we can assist kama we can offer paralegal wenye watakuwa wanasaidia in that step of getting justice. So tuko huku mitaani, we are working tirelessly to make sure that cases are GBV and people are aware.
There are so many that people are not aware. Like he mentioned, like people are not aware this is GBV. They just feel it's normal. Like if you find a Christian, maybe he has gotten married, this lady has gotten married to a Christian, and I say anytime my husband needs, this is his body. So even if you don't want it, it's his body. So when you tell her to go and report because she did not consent, then she will hide under the religion, saying it. Now I'm a Christian, no. So such kind of things should be made public so that they are aware, they know what is happening. You are doing a good job because there are so many people who need such kind of information. Now, just to wind up, maybe what have you seen mostly in terms of forms of GBV that you have encountered during your work?
Forms of GBV.
Is it more sexual? Is it more physical, mental, emotional? Which one is more common?
Sexual, especially defilement. Ziko sana. Unajua most of hizi si vitu zenye ziko loud, manake sana watu wanajaribu kuficha, alafu pia ina deal na watoto, but children wanakuwa defiled sana in our community. So ni wazazi wanafaa waelimishwe wapate hiyo awareness, na pia watoto pia kama wangekuwa kama venye wanaongeleshwa pia wakuwa wanaongeleshwa in schools, waambiwe mtu akifanya hivi na hivi that is bad, hafai kufanya hivyo, na pia wewe ni mtoto, you're not supposed to consent to sex.
Na in cases of where parents wana hide,
asa hawa wazazi sasa ndio the problem. The parents sasa ni a problem. They need to take action against them. Ndio ajue kama this is serious. Si ati ni kufichia vitu under the rug. Maana hizo vitu ndio zinakuja zina affect mtoto in the future.
Ile uko aware of whatever the incident happened, alafu unakanyagia tu. Najua sometimes they fear because of stigma and shame. They cannot come out. But I think in Kenya it takes a few days before that event is gone. But unaona utakuwa ushapata justice.
Utatuendesha siku moja.
Siku 2-3 hiyo story imeisha. So pia tusiogope, let them come out. Na kwa poa, lakini in the event utapatikana wewe umekanyagia hiyo story, pia unafaa kuchukuliwa hatua.
That is true. Thank you. And I think in most cases you'll find like her case, what she has said, so many people keep quiet because they want to save either the relationship that is there, and they also want to save their image. Watu wataona aje. So most of them, even the ones we have mentioned, the only which are reported.
Yeah.
But if you go, if all of them could have reported, the statistics would have been even very high, and that is a concern. So winding up, but I know we are going to call you back or welcome you back again because there's a lot we have not tackled. So ukisikia wito wetu tena ukuja.
Na lazima.
Tell us what the message you want to pass across, especially on issues of GBV, that you want the audience to get.
For me, I just want everybody to be aware. Be aware of your surrounding, and don't be afraid to speak up. Unajua sana ni hizi vitu vidogo zenye huwa hatusemi alafu zinakuwa kubwa. Unajua mtu akikuanza tu hivi kidogo tu unajua unajua kuna zile signs mtu amekushika venye hafai kukushika, mtu amekutupia maneno yenye yani unajua this is inappropriate. So speak up before hiyo kitu ikue before hiyo kitendo itendeke. So you speak up, alafu pia we need to raise awareness. Alafu pia vijana wanaume wetu pia.
Wito kijana ni
Gen Z. Gen Z.
Pia wanaume hii si ati ni fight peke yake ya wanawake. Pia we need to involve, we need a collaboration of all. Hata pia wanaume we need to bring them on board. Ndio waelewe hizi mambo zinafanya. Unajua kama hiyo yenye kuna something into intimate partner violence yenye inafanyika ndani ya kama sasa ya watu wanaojuana, lakini sasa wanaumizana hapo ndani. There's rape in marriage pia. Unajua watu hawajui. So vitu kama hizo zinafanyika lakini watu hawajui. So is to raise awareness na tuambiane. Tukikaa kama hivi popote tunaongeleshana, tuambie kuna hii kitu yenye inafanyika yenye si nzuri.
Pengine angetupa namba ya shirika ambalo wanafanya so that
lazima utuambie, tutaandika hapo.
Sawa, nitawachia. Okay, nitawachia namba.
Just say for the audience. Okay, thank you so much.
But we'll write it down.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sana.
And what else do you want to say before we limit them out?
With consent is okay.
With consent.
I would like to appreciate her for making time to come. Kwa hii show. It's our first lady being in this show. And
first lady.
Yes.
I'm the president.
Thank you.
So feel encouraged. You can invite others who feel have a story to tell us and which can be of an impact to the society.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not easy coming out. I know.
Thank you. And we appreciate so much.
I appreciate
Thank you so much, and I'm hoping to see you more.
Nitakuja. Nimekwambia story ni nyingi. As a woman, you go through this all the time. So we will have a lot of discussions.
Guys, you have it, and we appreciate for you being with us from the beginning up to the end. Kindly support us by subscribing, sharing, and commenting because we want your support to help us grow. So thank you so much. Until next time. Bye.